If you would say you're not a tech savvy person, today I'm talking directly to you. I want to talk about why a smart home would be a good idea and a good investment, more so for you than other people. Now, I hear from clients all the time who say, I'm not tech savvy, or I don't know much about this stuff, or I barely know how to work my phone. That's okay. A properly designed smart home is designed to make your life easier and not more complex, not more frustrating. Most people assume that more technology equals more complexity, and that means more headaches, more frustration, more confusion. But a well designed smart home system is designed to actually make your life simpler and easier. So today I want to talk to you about just a few ways and examples that that's the case. Number one, consolidating and simplifying all the things you interact with in your home. Without a smart home system, you probably have all sorts of ways that you interact with different parts of your home. You have thermostats that control the HVAC. You have a pad on the wall that controls the heated flooring in the master bath. You have some different device that controls your irrigation system. You have remotes that control your TVs and something on the wall that controls your music. And there's all these different things that you have to learn how to use and remember how to use. You might have instructions for which buttons you need to push on this device or on that touchscreen to control the alarm system or the music system or something like that. That's not simple. That's more complex. Having a smart home system means you only have one thing that you have to get familiar with and learn how to use. So you can have one touchscreen on the wall or one app that you can use to control all those different things in your house. It's not only, in my opinion, a more well designed system, so it's a really nice, easy to use interface. But once you get familiar with that one interface, you know how to control all the stuff in your home that it's connected to. So all those things we talked about, the TVs, the music, the sprinkler system, you can talk to and control all those things from an easy to use touchscreen on the wall or an app on your phone, or even using your voice, which actually can make it even more simple than any number of other ways you might interact with different things in your home. Not only is it going to make it simpler to use, you don't have to learn how to use all those different things. You can just use one, but it also is going to get rid of a lot of those extra devices because you only have to have that one thing on the wall that controls everything in the home. You don't have to have various different keypads and controls and buttons and knobs, various places in your home that control all those different things. So that's just one way that it can make life a little bit easier. Another way is that it can consolidate and simplify how you use different things. So, for instance, your TV. If you have a TV with a few things hooked up to it, a cable box, a DVD player, maybe a game console for the kids or grandkids, you're going to have probably maybe a sound system. You're going to have probably a variety of remotes on your coffee table. Each one controls something different. You might have to have instructions written out for different people in the household or guests to how do you switch to this thing and be able to play this or open that. That's way more complicated than having a nice, easy to use universal remote that a smart system can give you so that you can just say, watch a movie or play a game. And it's going to automatically switch everything around and make it really, really simple to use to just watch TV. Going beyond that, a custom designed system like that, we can actually make things possible by having a button for you that's like ESPN or HGTV. You just push that button on the remote, it turns on the TV, it goes to that station. What could be simpler than that? Number three, and this one's my favorite, a smart home can automatically do things for you that you would do every day anyway. So, for instance, you're walking through your house and you can have different things like motion sensors in the ceiling or on a wall that will automatically turn lights off or on as you enter and exit different areas. So, we have clients who have a hallway that leads to their master bedroom. We just did this last week. And there's a motion sensor on the ceiling in there. So, when they go to the master bedroom, it turns the lights on at a nice and moderate level. And after a second, when they're passed through the hallway, it turns the lights off again. So in that way, the technology behind that made that possible, that we implemented and programmed for that client, kind of becomes invisible. They don't have to think anything about it. They don't have to do anything. There's no buttons or extra steps they have to take. They just walk through their hallway and the light turns on. Same thing is true like at my home in our laundry room. The door triggers the light in the laundry room to turn on. When we leave, we close the door and the light turns back off. Again, that's a simple example of how we don't have to do any extra steps or use any extra technology. It actually makes life a little bit simpler by having the technology because it just automatically does what we want it to do. This is another example. It takes a little step, so it's not purely automation, but there's one button press involved. I use this example a lot because of how beneficial it really is. Every day, the last thing I do every day, I get in bed and I have a keypad on my nightstand, and there's a button on there that says "Good night." I push that one button, and the whole house shuts down. So I don't have to think about it. It's really easy. It adds a lot of peace of mind. What do I mean? It turns off every light in the house. It arms the alarm system. It turns off if there's music or TVs on, it'll turn those off. It locks every door. It arms the alarm system, so I don't have to think about it. A lot of people have an alarm system and they don't use it because they don't want to mess with it and put their code in or forget to disarm it or whatever. It does all that stuff for me, and all I have to do is push a button. It automatically does everything else. It makes it really, really simple because I have that technology built into my home. It gives me that ability instead of making things more complicated. It actually does make things simpler. So, those are just a few examples of ways that even if you would say you're not a tech savvy person, having a smart home system in your home can actually make life a lot easier and a lot more simple for you.